Welcome back to Don't Panic Gaming. I'm your boy Panic, and today we'll be covering the top 10 tips for oxygen not included. Let's go. When food is in a carbon dioxide rich environment, it enters a stale atmosphere. Also, when the contents of the storage reach a maximum refrigeration temperature, the fridge enters an energy saver state, only using 20 watts of power. Tip number 2. Using lights over workstations or other buildings where dupes perform tasks will increase their work speed by 15%. Tip number 3. When dupes are navigating the world, they can jump over one tile, they can climb up to 2 tiles, they can squeeze between 2 tiles as long as they're at an angle from each other, they can climb down at least 2 tiles. Tip number 4. Dupes can dig down up to 3 tiles, and they can dig up to 4 tiles. Tip number 5. Make sure you add in multiple schedules so your dupes aren't taking their breaks and sleeping at the exact same time. Make sure you stagger your schedule like so. Also, it's good to add an additional schedule that's nothing but sleep and break time so your dupes can catch up on their sleeping and eating. Tip number 6 is priorities. Make sure you select Enable Proximity, which helps cut down on travel time. Make sure that you have your dupes specialize in certain tasks, favoring those with a high priority. Also, for example, if you have a researcher, make sure you disallow all their dupes tasks and select a researcher to favor that most. Also, I recommend setting toggling to the highest priority, so that they set building settings at the highest priority. Tip number 7 is shortcut hotkeys. You can find the key above the icons when you hover over them. You can also find and customize the keys here under options. Some helpful shortcut keys is when you hold down Shift, you can draw certain objects in a straight line. Pressing H will take you to the portal. If you select an object in the world and press B, you can make a copy of the object. Certain objects can be flipped using the O key. You can also flip doors. Tip number 8 is to learn your overlays. They provide very useful information. For example, oxygen shows you your very breathable areas. You have your power, shows you where all your power lines are. You have your temperature overlay, show you your different heat zones. You have your lighting, shows you which zones are well lit. You have your water overlay, shows you where your pipes are and their inputs and outputs, along with ventilation that shows the same information. You have your decor overlays, which shows you which zones have the best decor and which have the worst. You have your germs, shows you where all your germs are. You have your farming overlay, that shows you how far along your plants are. You have your room overlay, that shows you where your rooms are and the bonuses, and if you're meeting the requirements for each room. Your automation overlay This shows you where your automation wires are on their stages. And it also shows the inputs and outputs. You have your shipping overlay, which shows you where all your rails are. You have your radiation. This shows you your radiation levels. And finally, you have your materials overlay. You can see where all your liquids are, your different gases. You're looking for dirt, or fertilizer, or if you're looking for algae. You have your consumable ores. If you run out of coal, you have your filtration medium and your metals if you're looking for iron or gold amalgam. Tip number 9 is the deconstruct filters. You don't have to destroy everything at once. You can select filters if you want to destroy specific things. Background buildings destroys stuff like the drywall. Make sure you pair this with your overlays. Automation will destroy your automation wires. Power wires will destroy wires. Liquid pipes destroy all your plumbing. You have one for gas pipes. Conveyor rails. If you just want to destroy buildings and nothing else, you have one for that too. Tip number 10 is incubators. You don't need these things powered the entire time. You just need them powered long enough to get the buff, Lullaby. The trick is, connect these things to cycle sensors. Select the cycle sensor and set the active duration to about 15 to 25%. And set your activation timer to whenever your rancher wakes up. That way, your incubators will power long enough for your rancher to come along and give it a buff, and then they can power off and stop wasting power. Make sure you set the priority to about 6 or 7 so that's the first thing he does when he wakes up. Here's a bonus tip for you. You can set your doors to open and your rooms still count as rooms. That way, it saves your dupes a little bit of time from running in and out. If this guide was helpful, please consider leaving a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.